If we were able to close this winning trade, is only due to the fact that we placed the stop loss correctly. If you're having troubles with your stop losses, then in this video you can learn where to set them so that you are enough protected and you don't lose money foolishly. So let's go back to the beginning of this trade and go through step by step. Today I'm looking at Bitcoin on the 15 minutes time frame, and I'm using the bottom stop signal, the levels and zones for extra confirmation, and the RSI Exhaustion. So what I'm looking at is this price action right here. As you can see, the price action is pretty flat. The price is moving sideways just below this major resistance, which is indicated by the levels and zones. But at the same time, the RSI is decreasing significantly. So you see here, the price moves flat to the sideways, and the RSI Exhaustion goes down, and it goes down quite significantly. So we have divergence, which is the first condition that we always look at for having a setup. The second condition that we look at is to have the RSI Exhaustion exhausted. In this case, as you can see, it is green, which means that it's bullish exhausted. And so it means that technically the price has very limited upward movement. It is expected to have very limited upward movement since the RSI is trending down and it is exhausted. The same happened here when we had this previous top here. So it is okay, but the most important thing is to have exhaustion here. That is the moment that we want to start our trade. The last rule, the third rule that we check, is the easiest one, which is to have, of course, a top. And we have one just right here. You should always wait the close of the next candle for the signal to be confirmed. So we have divergence, we have exhaustion down here, we have a top, so we are ready to set our order. The order will look like this. So we set our entry price around this area so that we will hopefully get into this trade. We want to have a stop loss, which is kind of let's see, kind of here at this level, because we want to stay higher than the highest point in this sideways movement, so that even if the price moves higher here, we give it enough room to move and still not close our trade with a stop. I'm pretty confident that, let me cancel this trend line. I'm pretty confident that the price will not move any higher, because we have this major resistance here. This major resistance is a very significant resistance, which is given by the levels and zones. For example, if you look here, what happens is that we have a support here, and then it drops down, and this is the new support. And as you can see, the price right now, when it starts to be a support, it is way higher. But then what happens is that the price comes down, and guess what? Where does it comes down? To the support, and then it goes up and then comes down where? To around the support, or at least the buy area, which is this green area here. And then it goes all the way up and then comes down, and where? To our buy area, which basically means that this support is pushing the price higher. So since now we have this resistance, oh, by the way, see here, this was a resistance, and the price went just straight up, straight up, straight up, straight up, and where did it stop a little bit? Around this level here. So since we have this resistance here, I can confidently say that if I put my stop loss here, it is above this major resistance, it is above this high, it is above this level high. So we are very safe. Regarding the target, well, since we don't have any any technical support here, technical structure here. We can just, well, probably this might be a level, interesting level, because there was some kind of structure here and some here, but I guess it's going to be a minor level. Sorry, the major level is definitely this one at the bottom. So our target, and we are not aggressive, guys, we are not aggressive to say this, because as you can see, if the price, like we are expecting, comes down, the chances that it comes all the way down here are very, very high, because it's basically a free fall. There is no support here, there is no support, maybe a minor support at this level, but I don't see any significant structure which might support the price here. So I'm expecting the price to go down up to this level. If the price goes up instead, we are protected by this resistance and the fact that we are well above the previous highs. So the order is set. Let's see how this trade plays out. Do you see how important it is to have a stop loss, guys? So a generous stop loss. In this case, this stop loss being this high has protected us from losing this trade. And right now the price just went lower. It is lower than this resistance. Basically what happened is that the price tried to break up this resistance to make it a support, but it lasted only one candle. So this is a further indication that the upward pressure is there, but it's not sustained. And the fact that it is not sustained is also confirmed by the fact that the RSI is still trending down. Let me try to draw a trend line for you. So this is a second trend line that we can look at. So as you can see, the RSI here comes down because it is lower, but we are still at the same time, if not a bit higher, with the price action. So it means that we have even a greater divergence, which is an even better trade. So we could definitely, if we were not engaged into this trade, this will be a fantastic moment to get into the trade, because it is even better. It is slightly better, but it is even better. And guys, have a look at what happened here. It's amazing how we were protected just because we made our analysis correct. So we assumed that we were protected by this trend line, and in fact we were protected by this trend line, because this upward movement did not lasted any longer than one candle. But we were also protected by the fact that we stayed well above this wick here and this wick here, so that we gave it enough room to move higher and still not close our trade. So it's definitely possible that we end up losing this trade, but I do not expect this kind of output. I am still fully convinced that the technical outlook is to the downside, and we should definitely reach the support down here without any big problem, because there is no technical structure here in this area. So it's probably going to be a free fall. I don't know whether it's going to take a long time or quite a short time. This is never possible to predict, but what we can definitely tell is that we are confident enough to set the target down here. So we just need to be patient and see how this trade evolves. Another quick update, guys. So the price is now moving lower, As you can see, it went a bit down, and then it retested once again our major resistance line, and then it finally decided to move lower once again. I don't know whether it's going to retest once again this trend line. I mean, it could go on forever. I just don't care, because I have all the time in the world to wait for this trade. But when we do our analysis right, and we can definitely expect to get our output. So the output is going to be a risk reward about 3.3, so we are expecting to get a 3.3 return from this trade. The fact that the RSI is now decreasing and it's exhausted, bearish exhausted, is also a good indication that the price should fall further, because the RSI from this point could go well oversold and stay oversold for a prolonged period of time, at the same time stay exhausted for a prolonged period of time, and throughout all this period the price could just continue to fall and fall and fall and fall until we reach our target. So right now we are enough safe, because, well, we were safe initially. We were safe in the last update when the price was down here, and we are much more safe right now because the price is now a bit into our target zone, which is the green rectangle here. Of course, if the price comes back up, we are protected by this resistance and all the previous structure that happened before. So let's stay patient and see how this evolves. Do you see what happened, guys? Do you see what happened? The price just went straight down within two candles, one candle here and one candle here. So we got our return, which is a 3.3x return, which is excellent. It is pretty much an average return, slightly lower than the average return, but is absolutely excellent, especially because this free fall just happened unexpectedly. We cannot predict how fast the market will move, so we cannot, or at least rarely, predict this kind of very impulsive movements with high volatility, but we can definitely predict that the market will reach our target, the target that we expect once we make our analysis. And as I was saying before in the video, down here it was pretty much it would have been pretty much a free fall, because there was no previous major structure, and the only real structure was this support level down here. And in fact, you see that the price went through and then back up, so it's now just above our buy area right here. I'm just wondering how many traders got out here, up here, into our stop loss, because I mean, if the price went down, it's because many traders got out here. They got scared. Many traders, I'm sure that they got into this trade here and they got out of this trade here, and they lost a lot of money. They lost almost their entire stop loss. They just burned their almost entire stop loss just because they got scared. They got scared and they got out, and this is the worst thing a trader can do, because it's not just one trade. I'm sure they systematically do this. They have this kind of behavior, and once they see some profits, they get scared too, and they close the trade, and they do not allow for the trade to reach their target. So there are really the vast majority of traders who trade the Bitcoin, but also Forex, but also stock as well. They are just too emotional. they take decision based on emotion. Maybe they make some sort of rational analysis, they put some rationality in their analysis, but then they end up getting emotional during the trade and they mess up with the trade, and they end up in the long run they end up losing a lot of money and compromising their trading account. Because I mean, the key thing in trading is to stay rational. Let's see what we made. We made a very analytical decision. We analyzed the market in the easiest and most clear way possible. We took a decision based on the evidence that we got from the price action and from our indicators, and we just followed our analysis, because the analysis maintained its validity throughout all this price action and ultimately got to our target. And this is the only way you can be profitable over an extended period of time. To build confidence in your analysis, in your tools, in your indicators, and then stick to them. That's it. It's very simple. But the vast majority of traders fail to respect this rule. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to subscribe if you didn't already, and like the video as well. If you have any question, feel free to ask down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.